Well, the results are, after 4,000 kills, we're down to just one mite. Now, I regard that as an excellent result so far, but I'm not finished. I'll continue checking. This is my gas vap. Pretty basic. Butane burner in there, heats up a copper container, and then the oxalic acid, a Varroa floor, which I think is essential because monitoring the drop is the most essential thing a beekeeper needs to do when they're applying oxalic acid. Because if you don't monitor the drop or the kill of Varroa, how the heck do you know how bad the infestation is and how well the treatment is going and when to stop the treatment? Because if you stop it too early, just leaving there a problem to be sorted out or to kill your colony later on. So a Varroa tray. So I got a sponge just there. That stops the oxalic coming out when I apply it. And the tray is the catching tray and catches everything. And this particular tray is now empty because I've cleaned it off. And I'll show you what's on there. In fact, I've only had one mite on this particular one. The one mite is fantastic because that's the end result of continuous treating for a long period of time. And I had 4,141 mites killed on this particular colony. Okay, you got that figure? 4,141. The one is today. On this mid-November day, I'm just going to lift the cover off. What does that show you now? You see all those bees in there above the silver foil crown board? It means it's a very strong colony. Not a weak one, a very strong one. And it's a very strong one that's had a huge number of mites. Concentrate on the data that's on this page without messing around with going to any other pages I've got here. So we're concentrating on 4 colonies and 2 other colonies on the right hand side. Please note, so I explain everything you're looking at. Treatment started on the 25th of September 2025, and that is represented by a single blue line all the way through there, right? So that's the treatment day. Treatment again in 3 days' time after that, again, a blue line all the way through. So every horizontal line represents a treatment. Still with me? Right. Now, what figures are we looking at now? So the drop was counted on the first day after treatment. So for this particular colony that I was just looking at, the first day drop was 152. So I picked out on the tray 152 mites. The day after that, this is the third day then, it's 132. And this column here is the running total. This column here is the running total. And you'll see there's quite a bit of a drop going all the way through. So every treatment day is followed by another count, and then the running total. So you've got the running total. Have you noticed on this one, these here, they too had a drop, but they're throwing up a 0 occasionally. That's good. That's a good sign. Not one to be right on, because the next day afterwards there was another one. But anyway, let's get back to the worst colony I had, which actually is one of the strongest colonies. So the strongest colony got infected. You got the dates. I'm trying to get the dates in so you can see the dates. And you have a look. So second treatment on the 5th day is 349. So we're already up to 600 plus mites dropped. The day after that, the 6th day, 169 drop. And we went and hit 800 as a figure. So let's go down as you go. You can see the numbers. They keep multiplying. Now, this is a crucial date. 16th, 17th, 18th. They are crucial days because they correspond with the emergence of of a worker from a cell. And you'll see there's a peak, 469. That's a lot of mites coming out. And again there, see, 378. But this is a crucial time. This is when we should be hitting and saying, that's it. That's all we need to do is treat, because these are all the mites that have been killed around in your nest and such like. It doesn't work like that. And mites hide. Okay, so mites hide is a problem. Now, I started my treatment in September. There were a few drones around, but no drone larvae. So the Varroa mite has shifted to workers, or worker cells. Drones are still a carrier. So you've got a problem there, because drones are the carrier. So let's carry on looking at these figures. We've got 166 there on that day, and 36. That's a drop, isn't it? But that corresponds with those cells that have been infested, and these are emerging. So these are emerging after that first initial treatment. These are the ones that are coming out so many days after the first start, but also it shows that the adults have gone into cells. Oh dear, drop the book now. Right, let's see if I can pick up the right day again. Yeah, right. Okay, next stage. So we're carrying on now, and we've got a lot of mites still appearing. 200 there, 200 here. It's dropped there to about 140, and we carry on. It's gone back up again to 180 nearly. Then we're down again to nearly 100. So they're hiding. The Varroa are still being killed. The Oxalic is still working. You'll see along here that other colonies, the numbers drop dramatically. On that day 16th, they come down. You just read the figures. It's not extremely clear, but you've got to keep treating. Now this colony here is next to that one. So we've got a problem possibly with drift all the way across from the initial colony that's highly infested, and drift goes across. We've also got a problem of possibly with drone, but by now drones have been kicked out. They're no longer a problem. We carry on. Look at the noughts turning up. That's what we want to see, zeros. So we're coming down here, and we're already onto the 4,000 mites have been killed, and we're still treating. So we're at, what date are we at? We're at the 8th of November now. So we've gone through the month of October, and we're into November. 8th of November, that is. And our count is 4,053. Note, these colonies have I could say stagnated, but in zeros. And that applies all the way across. Other colonies have got zeros, but you get an occasional one churn up. See? Now, I am surmising where these are coming from, and it's not drift. I think these are turning up because of flower loitering, where a Varroa mite comes off a worker bee, one of these bees that are being infected, and has hung around on a flower, and especially on a hot, warm day. And we get an occasional one in November. Right then, to the present day, today. And today's date is the 22nd of November, and you'll note that all these colonies are showing zeros today. That's a good sign. You see that one there? I made a note up here. It was a sunny day. And look, they got one there. So be aware of flower loitering. There was a video made some 5, 6, well, maybe 7 years ago by a university did a study. And it's one of those hard to catch. Does it happen? Today, one Varroa mite. That is fantastic. That number has come down significantly. These are all zeros. today, they're all zeros. Running total. Zeros. That's a very, very good result. And I will keep on treating. And you may say, why? Why keep on treating when you've got this one Varroa mite? Isn't that good, you know? Well, yes and no. I've got another day to check. Maybe I have 5 there, and the treating continues. But the real reason is this. Unless you get 18 clear days, I say 18, but it's 16 to 18, you don't know whether you're going to have Varroa pop up from a cell again. So what I'm doing is I'm continually treating for 18 days past the very last Varroa mite. So I don't know if that's going to be the last Varroa mite. It might not be. But if it is, say, I'll do 18 days treatment. So you'll see I've got a count cycle that goes on until December. In fact, it goes on until December 23rd and be the 90th day of treatment. We're at the moment, yesterday was the 20th treatment every 3 days. Day 58. Day 59 today. That's the result, but we still got Varroa. But don't get disheartened. Treat with oxalic acid. The most important thing is to monitor. And look at the debris. Monitor, look at the debris, see what's infested. And treat. And continue to treat from the last mite. So that's the last mite we say. You continue to treat 18 days further. So you've got 6 more treatments to go through. 6 3s are 18. Okay? Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a long call, but monitor. Get your Varroa to 0, 0, 0, 0.